Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. If you're new here, welcome. We talk about movies and books and television, so if you guys like that kind of thing, make sure you guys are subscribing and liking the video because it goes a long way. And welcome to the place where we just talk about movies. Drop in the comments below what you guys thought about Love, Simon as we get into talking about the film. I'm really excited to talk about this because I've been waiting for a long time. I read the book this year that it's based off of, and I've been waiting to watch the movie. I just haven't had time in my schedule to do it. I finally found an open slot on the 1st of August. So today, we're going to be talking about Love, Simon. Love, Simon was released in 2018. It was written by Elizabeth Berger and Isaac Apteker and directed by Greg Berlanti. And it was based off of the book Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, which is a phenomenal book, and if you have not read it yet, you should. If you love young adult fiction like I do, you definitely have to read this book. I'm a huge young adult fiction lover. I read it all the time. John Green's like my favorite author of all time, same with Stephen Chbosky. And I think it's important that we talk about the book as well as the film. I don't want to make an entire separate video about it, but I will if you want me to. But so I'm going to bring some of my knowledge of the book to the table when we talk about the movie. And there's going to be no spoilers, of course, so don't worry about that. But essentially, this movie is about this kid who is a closeted gay person. And he learns through this online database, Creek Secrets, which is basically their school's like anonymous page, that there is somebody in the school who is gay, but they don't know who because it's anonymous. So Simon, who is a closeted gay, decides to email this person, and they have a huge long email chain, and they realize that they have a deep love for each other, and they want to come out to each other. And it is a very good movie and a very good book, and I think that this movie is such an important movie. I think that most teenagers should watch it. I personally would show this movie in high schools. I think that it is very educational. I would read the book in high school. I know a lot of people would be argumentative and be like, oh, you know, like talking about this. I don't care. This book is teachable. It is incredibly, incredibly important. And not only is it important to just about gays in general, but it is important, I think, in terms of how they are bullied. They are the new nerd, per se. Because, back in the day, people just get picked on because you're a nerd. Now it's, if you're gay, a lot of people are going to pick on you. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. And there's a lot of that in here. There is bullying in here, in the movie. And it is hard to watch at some points. It is frustrating to watch at some points, especially considering, as an audience member, you're not supposed to know who the email person is. I obviously did because I had already read the book, but reading the book I was already like, oh, who is it? I literally read this in like 2 days. It was fan-freaking-tastic. I will read this again, like literally extremely soon. It is such an important book to me, you have no idea. But I have to talk mainly about the movie, so that's what we're going to do today. I think the movie is very good. It definitely does leave you feeling very good, makes you feeling happy, makes you realize that, I don't know, movies, young adult movies in particular, like this one, and The Fault in Our Stars, and Paper Towns even a little bit, just kind of remind me that we are alive and we can make choices and we have free will, and then it makes you just want to be active and go do something. I don't know what it is about these kind of movies or these kind of books. I finished the book, I finished the movie, and I'm like, okay, I wish that I could do something like this. I want to be active. I'm still only 20. It's still young. But, I don't know, I feel old, and I feel like an adult, and I don't like it. And these books and these movies remind me that, just because you're 20 doesn't mean you're necessarily not a young adult. And that's the thing about the feeling of the book and the movie. The tone of the movie is fantastic. We have this solid tone of, we're in high school, we are in love, we're trying to figure out who it is, and it's important. And it's so freaking great. There are some issues that I have with it, and a lot of it has to do with the book, unfortunately. I still think the movie's not perfect. I think there are a lot of issues with it, it is a little slow. It is very misleading in the fact that it kind of tries to get you to think somebody else is Blue, which is the person that Simon is emailing, which I think is frustrating. It happens in the book a little bit too, but it's more like Simon thinks, whereas in this one, it kind of is it shows you a fantasy of what Blue could be, and I think it's frustrating to audiences that they kind of are fooled a little bit. And I don't like fooling audiences. I really don't. I don't think it's particularly great. And there's a lot of that in there. But the one big thing that I don't like, I'll talk about in a little bit. I'll get there. But first, I want to talk about the acting. Start with Nick Robinson as Simon. he was perfectly casted. First of all, I love Nick Robinson. He's a fantastic child actor. Was an child, now he's an adult. And he's a great young adult actor, and he needs to continue doing something. Everything, of course, which I'll review on the channel at some point. I love the book for that. I read that in one day. It was fantastic. But I think that he is a very, very good capture of Simon. He's quiet, but also very loud. When he's with his friend, he's very energetic and exciting. But when he is by himself, he's very much quiet and kind of self-contained. And I think he portrayed that so very beautifully. It is very, very well done. And we'll talk about Catherine Langford, who plays Leah. Now, Leah is one of my favorite characters in the Simon-verse. And I'm a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie to you. And it has nothing to do with Catherine Langford's performance. I think that she was wonderful. I think that what she was given with the character was fantastic, and I appreciate her work. However, I do not think she should have been casted as Leah. And here's the main reason why. In Leah on the Offbeat, which is right here, which is technically the sequel to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and is not currently slated to be a film, but hopefully it will be a film. I don't think it will be because they strictly said that they're graduating 19 days later after the film ended, so it frustrates me that they didn't even leave room for it to be a film. I think it is still a chance that we can make it a film if we just kind of backtrack a little bit and don't talk about it, but it's really complicated. It's really annoying. I'm still frustrated about it. That is another negative, by the way. I'm frustrated that they didn't even leave room for a sequel, even though the sequel is already out. They literally knew the sequel was there, and it's an important sequel. It develops every character in the first movie, and they can make a lot of money off of it. I don't know why. It frustrates me to no end, and it's such a good book, too. But the issue is that Leah is an overweight female, right? Which, I guess we call it skinny washing. Hollywood has an issue where they don't like fat women in their movies. They're like, nope, you're not attractive, you don't get to be in a film. And it's like, that is so unfair and so wrong and so sexist. And really it's an issue here because it's important. It's important later. It's important that Leah does not feel beautiful. It is extremely important because it is about her journey to learning who she is and learning that she is comfortable in her body and learning, especially in the prom scene from Leah on the Offbeat where she's trying to get into a dress and she doesn't like, her mother doesn't like what she looks at, but she likes how she feels. And that's important. I'm getting angry. But they literally skinny washed this film. They're like, no, you're fat, you can't be in it. And I love Catherine Langford. I do. I think she's wonderful. I think she's great in this film. But it's not her fault. It is the casting director's fault for choosing her instead of choosing somebody who's more accurate to what the character is, which is an overweight female. I'm an overweight male. I get it. And it's like I'm frustrated. I'm very frustrated. But I do want to say that it is not Catherine Langford's fault. I think she was absolutely wonderful. But it does frustrate me to no end that they decided to kind of ruin this character for me, and also to leave no room for a sequel for her when I think it would be fantastic. Another reason I don't think they're going to make the sequel is because a lot of the feeling from the sequel comes from her being overweight, and they just kind of threw that out the window when they casted Langford here, which really sucks because I think that could teach a lot of teens, and it's an extremely important book to me, as well as I'm sure it is to many teens, so it really bothers me that they just didn't leave any room for that. That was a lot. I apologize. But overall, I think it's a very good film. It makes you leaves you off feeling great, and it's a young adult film. What are you going to get out of it? You know, it's exactly what you think you're going to get out of it. It's a love story, and it's a great love story. And I will watch this movie again. And I'm going to give Love, Simon an A. Still not my favorite young adult film. I think my favorite young adult film is either The Perks of Being a Wallflower or The Fault in Our Stars. But I think currently it is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. But that's just got a special spot in my heart. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys like this movie or you don't like the movie, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the film. What do you guys think about Leah as a character in general? And what do you think about the casting of Catherine Langford here? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Do you want a sequel to the film? Do you think it would work? Let me know. I don't know in the comments below, alright? But if you guys like what you see, make sure you guys are subscribing. I talk about movies every single day on the channel. So if you guys like daily content and movies, subscribe. But I'll leave you guys off here today. And make sure you guys are subscribing, like the video, sharing with your friends, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.